All right, welcome back, everybody. We have another match presented today. We got Mirumoto Kai versus Asahina Aki.
All right, welcome back,
We've
everybody.
got Dragon
We have
versus
another
Crane,
match presented.
and Kingsley is back. So we got the double dragon back to cast another dragon match.
What's up, guys?
And so we're gonna take a look at the deck list here, just to kind of see what people are running while we're waiting for them to set the game up. Taking a look at this dragon list, we see some some standout cards here. Their Dynasty deck looks pretty standard for what we've been seeing, but they have not odd choices, but some different choices in Conflict.
Yeah, we're seeing this player is not playing Assassination, and he has cut to 2 Bonsai. Additionally, he's only playing 2 Fine Katana and Ornate Fan, and in exchange, we're seeing 2 copies of High Kick and 2 copies of Tagashi Kazue.
And he's actually playing 41 cards, and is with his 41st card, he has a third charge.
Oh, yeah, interesting. I did not notice that at first. Good point.
He's also only on 2 Let Go. So, against Crane, it won't bite him too badly, but that could hurt him later on if he was to advance versus, like, say, Crab or the Mirror match.
Yep.
Uh,
This Crane deck is also a little interesting.
okay, I've got the Crane deck pulled up now.
He's gone for 3 copies of Test of Skill and only 2 copies of Fine Katana and Ornate Fan. He is playing 2 Cloud the Mines, which is sometimes a little unusual out of Crane. He has
6 Shugenja, it looks like.
Yep. He has only 2 copies of Steward of Law instead of 3. He is playing 2 Censures though.
So he's got 5 counter spells. He's only playing 1 Noble Sacrifice, which is really 1 Noble Sacrifice and only 2 Let Goes. So that will hurt him in this matchup, for instance, where those cards are both very high impact.
Yeah, if our Dragon player sees those Let Goes early, he could potentially play Tagashi Kazue as an attachment, which can be a devastating move in the right situation.
Yeah, you just turn one guy basically into a vampire, where he just starts sucking fate off people. So we have 2 Let Go, 3 Fury as the Dragon Splash, 1 Noble Sack, 1 Assassination, 1 Admit Defeat for 1-ofs. It's not as bad running 1-ofs with Crane, I've found, especially for running Test of Skill, because you do see a lot of cards.
Yeah, 3 Test of Skills should make those 1-ofs a little more reliable. Though I do think that showing your opponent that you have Noble Sacrifice usually makes it significantly less reliable.
That's fair. And we've seen that in some previous matches where players have purposely been playing around the card because they knew that their opponent had it.
Yeah.
We see out of holdings out of the Crane, we have no Imperial Storehouse, double Academy, and 3 Favorable Grounds and a Palace. So
Yep.
no Storehouse is a little different.
Yeah, it may be that I don't think I've seen this player playing other league games. It may be that he's going for a lower bid strategy in general in a smaller game. If the game is smaller, the Artisan Academy's repeat effect is going to be more useful than the Imperial Palace's one-time effect. But because the Artisan Academy has the potential to see a card that you can't necessarily play, or to give your opponent useful information, it is inferior to the Imperial Storehouse if you're only going to use it once.
He's on 2 Hotaru and 2 Yoshi in Dynasty, so he hasn't gone one way or the other. He's just kind of shaved down his 5s.
Interesting.
3 Guest of Honor, and 3 Shizue, which is, I think, a little different. having no assassination is really knowing your opponent has no assassination is pretty important, because stuff like Brash Samurai being such a strong 2-drop you can play more with more fate on it, and not get punished. The province lineup for Crane looks to be pretty solid. They're probably going to run Entrenched under their Stronghold, and we see their row is going to be both of the core air provinces, Fertile Fields and Manicure Garden, for just incremental advantage, and then we have Meditations and Shameful.
Yeah, those core provinces are very reliable. They don't do anything super hype. I mean, occasionally you get the absolute perfect card off Fertile Fields or whatever, but they're kind of reliable. They're kind of basic, but they aren't as prone to not doing anything as some of the other options are. I think that there can be some situations where Frostbitten Crossing is a big blowout, but there are also conversely situations where it doesn't do anything. And Manicured Gardens and Fertile Fields are always going to be the same sort of incremental boost.
The game is up on Jigoku, Kingsley. It doesn't have a password, so if you just want to join in, and it looks like they're ready to go.
Sounds good. Let's open up this window.
All right, so it should be an interesting match. All right, looks like the players are actually waiting for you, which is very polite of them.
Yeah, I have too many tabs up in my browsers. My browser's messing around here.
That's fair.
Here we come, I think.
Does not look like the die roll has been made yet, so we don't know who's going to be first or second. I think both players would prefer to be second.
Yep, I think second tends to be the better option. All right, this is just Mirumoto Kai's game?
Yep.
Sounds good.
All right, so Kingsley in here is
I'm in.
spectator. Alright, so the die roll happens. Looks like Kai gets choice and takes second. So, looks like it's pretty standard province layouts. So the dragon player is going to have rally to the cause under his stronghold, and Crane will have entrenched position.
That seems quite like. There is some argument for considering rally to the cause in provinces against Crane, but I think that it's better under the stronghold.
Yeah, if you were to do that, you would consider putting Shameful, I guess, under your stronghold.
Yeah, but Shameful is strong against Crane that I think you want it in the provinces anyway.
Yeah, I agree. It's not like Lion where they have so many dash characters that like against Lion you can just sometimes like dream crush them if they attack you with like two berserkers and you just rally them and they go home bowed.
Yeah, against Crane, rally is best if they're attacking you with Hataru or if they're using Political Rival on the offense or something like that.
Yep.
Which is, it's not an unheard of situation, but it's not necessarily a situation that's going to happen in every game.
Yeah. And then Crane does have a couple of personalities with strong military stats like Brass Samurai and Narishma.
I will say that if I'm playing Crane against a dragon that does not have assassination, I will totally be willing to play a Brash Samurai or a Cautious Scout with 2 Fate on them.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Normally, there's sort of this not worth the risk mentality on that, but if they don't have the option to knock him out, I think those cards are very much worth investing in.
Oh, I know for a fact that after I know my opponent's out of assassinations or I know that my guys are safe, I'll just play Swordsmith with 2 because he's so strong.
Oh yeah.
This is
sometimes he can adapt also. He's a little matchup dependent.
This is an interesting flop from the dragon player here. It's not very good, especially with Challenger coming out from the Crane.
Yeah, this is pretty weak though. I think his 3 copies of Charge may come in handy here.
I agree. Yeah.
If I were playing this flop, probably I'd play Doom Shigenja and Tagashi Initiate only.
Initiate with 1 probably. Or 2. You could initiate with 2. Initiate's pretty powerful against Crane because it's a really cheap way to get your guy honored to turn off voice.
Yeah, I have actually seen Dragon decks before that play Voice of Honor themselves, which is always an interesting option. I don't know that it's necessarily the strongest build, but it can take people by surprise, which is...
The main problem with Initiate here is that it's just going to get hooked or harpooned by this Challenger and it's not going to be able to attack.
That is a pretty significant weakness.
I wonder if Kai plays one of his 5s here.
One of his 5s?
Yeah, like just like Yokuni 2 Fate. He doesn't. He doesn't. Okay. Okay. I mean, it's probably not smart. It's probably not ideal, but like he could have done it. So this initiate is basically gonna get harpooned by this challenger almost assuredly. Okay. So you were right. So Aki is gonna go on low bid.
Yep.
So he bids two to Kai's pretty standard 5 draw.
It's also safer to do that low bid option in a situation like this where you have the advantage in terms of what we've seen on board.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a lot safer than in situations where it's like, oh well, I can bid low, but my opponent's going to play a bunch of guys. Let's see what I can make happen.
So if you're Crane here, so Crane here is not playing Crab Slash. They have no way to dodge Resto, although only drawing 2 cards helps them there. Hitting Feast or Famine would be atrocious also.
Yeah, does hitting Feast or Famine just lose immediately?
No, because you can harpoon the Doom Shigenja.
Yeah, you could harpoon. You could actually even assassinate the Doom Shigenja.
He could have a conflict character though. He did just draw 5, and he's playing 7 conflict characters because he has 2
Yeah, so
away.
I think we'll see what happens on that one.
I think Feast or Famine is definitely the worst province to hit right here, followed by maybe Shameful.
Yeah, Shameful. It would be Shameful. Activating the Initiate on the defense would be pretty hype.
Yeah. The hitting Feast or Famine is interesting. It's always funny. It creates this sub game where everyone starts buffing the opposing characters.
Yeah, I think Feast or Famine is an OP card. Honestly, it's crazy that it even hits guys that aren't in the conflict.
Yeah, I think that was an oversight. I honestly think that is the, and here it is. Well, let's go. So him contesting military could be disastrous. So the main problem with Feast or Famine is, so now if he hooks the Doom Shigenja, he can Kai can bonsai the challenger and make him break.
Yeah, that's correct.
And if it was political, he would not be able to do that.
One little play that might come into play here is that Aki could actually use a Mirumoto's Fury on his own attacking challenger to bow it and prevent it from breaking.
And he might actually have to do it. So if we see Harpoon the Shugenja and then we see a Bonsai on the challenger, we might have to see a Fury on his own character, which just kind of which is why Feast or Famine creates this pretty insane sub-game where it's both players just trying to... Wait, Kai's defending?
I think that's a big mistake. I would not defend.
I would absolutely not defend here. Oh, he could not have a count. You think? I don't know. Oh, he has high kick.
What?
Why is he high kicking here?
Okay, so he went for the high kick. So the advantage of this is it prevent. I guess the water ring on his, but the water ring doesn't even affect his Doom Shigenja.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't. Maybe he doesn't know the interaction. The interaction with Feast or Famine is it's a reaction to the break. So you trigger it before ring effects. So the Doom Shigenja would gain the fate off of the challenger and then be unable to be bowed by the water ring.
Yeah, so I think that was a bit of a mistake on Mirumoto Kai's part. I would definitely be trying to get that Feast or Famine to go off here.
Yeah, it's such a huge tempo swing, and Doom Shigenja's stats are so strong that giving it Fate is... I mean, there's a reason you can't place Fate on it.
On the other hand, it looks like he did successfully prevent Aki from either water ringing his Doom Shigenja or pulling it in, so he still has that Doom Shigenja available to attack.
That's true. And also, he has 5 bow effects, which is really strong. So I mean, he has the ability to defend very, very well with this deck. I mean, high kick is a pretty sick card.
High kick's interesting. Get some more bow options in there, and not just a bow, but a bow and a silence. So that's a little bit extra.
So we see Pathfinder's Blade.
Pathfinder's Blade on Doomed.
So if
will we see Let Go? I think probably not. I think
we only have 2 of them. We only have 2 of them, right? So I think you save them for higher priority targets. Like realistically, the only bad province to hit, since there are no flip provinces, the only bad province for you to hit here is Shameful.
Yep. And it's not even that bad with 0 glory on the Doom Shigenja.
Yeah, and Aki if Aki really wants to honor his Whisper, he can always just let go it in combat.
I'm not sure I would have actually even played the Pathfinder's Blade here. I don't think this is necessarily worth it.
I agree. I think if this character was a character with Fate, maybe to protect against meditations.
It is possible that he has a reprieve, though.
That is fair. but we could see a let go for that.
I would probably pre-play that to counter Assassination.
You go. What ring are you going here? I think
Water ring is maybe a good option actually to stand. No, actually it's not because no, he could do water political. He's going fire. Maybe dishonor that challenger. That's not terrible.
And he does faceplant shameful.
I think I'm not sure. I'm not sure about the ring. I think there are several options to consider here. I think Earth.
I would have gone Earth. I think I would have gone Earth to kind of get the hand size difference, because I have such a faded advantage that if I also get a hand advantage, it's a huge deal.
I will say one upside to playing the Pathfinder's Blade also is that it does put you at 4 strength for breaking normal provinces. So that's true. But I think you can wait to do that. Okay, so we see a Way of the Crane to honor Doji Challenger.
You think he's doing this just to turn on voice?
I think maybe it's also a fire ring. It would probably dishonor the challenger, so maybe he's just thinking, let's get out in front of that.
That's fair.
Looks like we probably won't be seeing a charge this turn.
So we see no defense, it looks like. Yeah, it does not defend. Kai's breaking has passed. A charge would have been hype. You charge Yokuni, copy Challenger, hook the Whisperer.
Mirumoto's Fury to battle the Doom Shigenja.
Okay, and now do we see a charge? He does have 3.
If you have the charge now, absolutely charge Yokuni, copy Challenger, pull in Whisperer. That's an amazing play.
Yeah, and then to top up the cherry on top would be the reprieve in your hand.
Yep. Though Voice of Honor is up, so it might be able to block that charge. Let's see what happens.
Does Kai have one of his 7 conflict characters?
Yeah, so he actually has a lot of outs here with 7 conflict characters and 3 charges. He could definitely get in there and break this. One interesting thing is that if he charges Yokuni, the Pathfinder's Blade might actually come into play, because the opponent would like to use Shameful to dishonor Yokuni and honor Doom Shigenja.
Yep.
Tattooed with a fate. Okay, so that's not a charge, not quite as good. Does mean that he might get this ring effect, though. Aki passes. Is Kai going to play another card to try to go for the break?
If I have a sword, I definitely I definitely play here.
Yeah, I think so.
I would consider playing a fan too and using.
This is another argument for holding off on the Pathfinder's Blade, by the way, because if he had that, he could have played it on the Wanderer now.
Yeah, so now he has to waste now he has to use a fate. It's not really wasting because the attachment will stay around because he played the Wanderer with 1 fate. Now, does Aki have the one of assassination? That would be really huge.
Aki passes. Okay. Aki passes. So we're seeing a quick break from Dragon and a fire ring resolved, probably to dishonor Challenger, though it might also be used to honor the Tagashi Initiate. However, I think dishonoring Challenger is a stronger play here.
I would definitely dishonor Challenger.
The thing about honoring Tagashi Initiate is that it Initiate has an ability that will likely let him honor in the future, so it's a little less marginal value than in situations where that option is not available.
It's like when your Brash Samurai gets honored outside of its ability. It's nice, right? But it feels kind of bad because the Brash Samurai has its own ability.
Yeah, it's not bad. You'd prefer to be honored than not, but because you can already do that, it's not necessarily the most efficient use of an honor ability.
Exactly. Yeah, Brizzy. He definitely dishonored the Challenger to turn off Voice of Honor. So we see another attack here. He's scouting. He hits Restoration, which is really nice, because he doesn't have to discard any cards, and Seeker of Fire has already been triggered this turn.
That's a lucky hit. He might get a free break from that. With no assassination for Kai as well.
We could see another conflict character.
No, I think it would be very unlikely and risky given the Crane Stronghold.
Oh, Crane Stronghold.
Really play...
We could see a Fury, though.
Yeah, Fury is probably the best option here.
Yeah, and I mean, if he had one, it's realistic he could, because because High Kick versus the Challenger was really good. Oh, Kai just passes, though.
Kai passes.
So we're just gonna see a break here by the Whisperer.
That's a serious blow.
Yeah, Aki had to invest 0 cards in that and got a break.
Yep. This is also, I think that the Void Ring might have been a better choice than the Fire Ring.
I think because he played it's because he played the Wanderer with 1 fate that it kind of hurts. It hurts more. If he had played the Wanderer with no fate, maybe.
I'm just all about the board at this early state in the game.
That's fair. You void the Whisperer then to kill her.
Yep, just get her off the field.
The,
Now,
this
I think Crane is a bit up after this turn.
Yeah, the main problem is this Pathfinder's Blade. If he had just saved the Pathfinder's Blade, he would have been up one fate, up one card, and
Yeah. Now, on the plus side, the card he played was an Ancestral Daisha, so it does come back to his hand.
yep,
But we see tie for the favor, so probably you're going to discard Agasha Sumiko here.
yep, which he does. It's probably Crane gonna discard Yoshi then also, I would imagine.
Yep, that's what I would do.
Crane does not discard Yoshi.
Bold.
Hits double Kaizen and Brass Samurai though.
Nita and Master could be hype here.
Yep,
We know that Crane is not running Fate Worse Than Death, and that Dragon has a weapon in his hand.
Niten Master and probably like I could see Niten Master, and then if Crane plays one, you can pass. If you think Crane's gonna play more, you could play the Mendicant maybe.
Yeah. I would start with probably start this off with Nita and Master 2 Fate.
Yeah, I agree. Niten Master 2 Fate, and then based on you can engage the board state, and then you can Mendicant 0 Fate probably.
Yep.
And then he has the favorable ground to counter the Challenger also. So
Nita and Master 2 Fate. Yep.
Strong play.
Good way to start us off.
Yeah, that's the card, especially when Yokuni and Sumiko are not there. It's really funny. Almost every character in Dragon you can just start Voltroning, but Newton Master I think is the poster child for carrying as many swords as you possibly can. I did learn an interaction the other day. When you play an extra restricted weapon or restricted item on a character, you can't discard the item you're putting on them. So like, if my Newton Master has two Daishos, and then I equip a Fine Katana, I can't discard the Fine Katana. I have to pick one of the Daishos.
Yeah, that's right.
I was unaware of that. I thought I could just discard the Fine Katana I was putting on him.
Nope. So you want to play your non-ancestral attachments first if possible.
Yep.
But luckily, that's kind of already what you want to do, just based on mechanics when you're leaving. So.
Yeah. So I think it's pretty safe to play the Mendicant here. If your opponent passes. Oh wait.
Aki says misclick.
Maybe he wants to put more fate on this character. Let's see. Alright, Kai's being amenable. Let's see what he wants to do. Oh! I think
that one I'm not actually sure how to fix it.
That one I think that one is going to be a little bit. I mean, I don't think you can fix that reasonably because you have to because the province has been filled already.
Okay, he says forget it. Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Because the province is filled already, it's very hard to fix.
This is another situation where Jigoku having a rewind button would be hype.
I mean, realistically, in paper, if my opponent plays Brash Samurai as one and fills their province face down, I'm not gonna. I mean, I personally at a tournament would not allow them to go back. Like they've already fulfilled the action.
Yeah, it's true.
Like if they play Brash Samurai with one and haven't filled their province, and then want to go back a little bit, maybe then. Like
I think it's easier to make that mistake online though, thanks to the.
Oh, I agree that the mistake is easier to make. I'm just saying, like, realistically, it's the same kind of. You can't misclick in paper, I guess. With the restricted items changed. According to It Could Be Worse, the ruling I was talking about just got changed in the new updated rules. Apparently, before you could discard the one you attached. So we do see the Mendicant with 0 fate. Now are we going to see Causeway maybe with 1 fate? Or not Causeway, Kaizen.
No, Aki passes.
Interesting. Is Aki playing charge?
Don't think so, but he does have some political rivals in there. Yeah, no charges. The Imperial favor will be quite relevant here.
Yeah, because he decided to keep Kakita Yoshi. So as Dragon, what are you looking to do here with your? I'm assuming you're trying to go in with Neat and Master.
Yeah. Uh, Earth is strong here. I
Uh,
would have kept it. I would have kept bidding 5.
yeah,
Also.
Kai bid 3 and Aki bid 5 now. So Aki bid low also, I think, to avoid Resto because he was not playing he was not playing Pathfinder's Blade.
Yep.
So now he's in the clear. Resto's been broken. No Yuruma tricks. So he's ready to draw some more cards. The only thing you're scared of right now is running into meditations with your Neaton Master. And that would suck, but I mean, you could definitely go for a break then.
Yeah, we might see like first conflict political with the Niten Master, or a first contact military with both the initiate and the master. Depends. Usually, you want to use the master in political conflicts first, if possible.
Yeah, to potentially court games it also, and then mostly because the weapons you're going to attach are going to buff its military strength, and so on your next attack it'll be stronger.
Yeah, exactly right.
So if you political, do you send a small character to accompany it to protect against opposing court games?
Yeah, you could send in the problem with that is the small character will get bowed out, so it's kind of not optimal.
Ooh, we see a tattooed wanderer.
Tattooed wanderer on faster. Okay, so one thing that could be pretty annoying here is to actually go for military water, coverting the Whisperer to try to get that character out of the game for this turn.
Yeah, and the water ring does have a fade on it.
Yep. I think you do want the Fate here, so I suspect that he'll be going for... Well, I don't know. Void Ring is also quite strong with those powerful 1 Fate characters from Crane. I do think that in this situation, if I were playing the Brash Samurai, I would put more than 1 Fate on him.
Yeah, I agree. I think I would have 2-fated against no assassination.
Yeah, Brash Samurai 2 Fate would be a strong play, but it's possible that he was doing this by mistake anyway, so, question mark.
Yeah, maybe he wanted to case in 1 fate and then discard the dupe to go up to 2 fate. But Aki is playing through it, so we'll see how he decides to adapt to the situation. It's Aki's action, I think? No, Aki has chosen to pass, so we're waiting on Kai here.
Maybe considering... I don't know, what would he be considering?
Pathfinder's Blade pre-conflict?
I would not do that, given that it's also a stand for the Nita Master.
No, I agree. I'm just saying that's the only thing that I could see being considered. He's already attached a covert onto it. Maybe which ring to attack or which conflict type.
Yeah.
Like, if I don't have court games, so say you don't have court games to cancel their court games, accompanying with a small character is, while not efficient, is favorable to having your Neaton Master becoming dishonored. Because if your master becomes dishonored, then the master can get bowed by the Crane Stronghold. And you don't necessarily want to waste a stand on a political attack. Kai has passed, so looks like we're in conflict now. Or I guess this action... okay, there it is. Here's the attack. He's coverting the Brash Samurai, so making it so it can't get honored. Military Earth, maybe? Or he could go Void. I like Void, too.
Fire is an option.
Just
Fire. Okay, so he's covert in Brash Samurai. It looks like.
so trying to avoid meditations here. Ideally, he is sending the initiate too. So if this is gonna
Maybe
be
that means military conflict. Yeah, military conflict, manicured garden, military earth. Okay,
okay.
so this is so he is breaking by default. With no other cards being played, and Aki could defend with the Challenger, but that's really unhype. Otherwise, he has only the Whisperer at strength 0.
Initiate has the ability to honor itself also to get a +2.
Yeah, this conflict looks so unfavorable for Aki that I would maybe just not defend. I'm not sure.
One awesome thing about Neaton Master is it is very hard to bow it out of a conflict because of its ability.
Yeah. Yeah, so if he plays Mirumoto's, Kai can just play that Ancestral Daisho or any other weapon that he has, stand back up, and get more stats to conflict, so that's going to be pretty difficult. Nita Master is one of the strongest cards in the game.
I agree. I agree, but I also think that it makes you warp your deck. So like, it is very strong if you build around it, right? So like, you do need to include a large number of weapons. It just so happens that currently in the game, the weapons right now are very strong. But we might see cards down the road, like maybe in the Phoenix expansion, where you get very powerful cards, but they have deck building restrictions that basically force you to build your deck in one way. I think that's just something that a lot of people don't take into consideration. Like, you can't just throw Neaton Master in any deck and have it be good. Like, you need support for the card.
Yeah, I think luckily the Pathfinder's Blade, the Katana, and the Daisho are cards that you'll want to play anyway. So.
Oh, awesome. Looks like Rega has just made an announcement that Togashi Noricage has given a prize donated for sportsmanship. And looks like there'll be a poll, and looks like the winner will be announced at the finals. So that's awesome. Thank you at Togashi Noricage. Okay, so Aki defends with the Challenger. Wow.
Okay, so he's gonna try to hold it. So defending with the Challenger does mean that he won't get to use the Challenger's ability. He uses Manicure Gardens to gain a fate.
Yep. So he's gotten 2 fate off of this conflict. One for Seeker of Air, one for Manicure Gardens. He's up to 7 right now.
Yeah, so I think Aki is kind of starting to. He's kind of starting to build a strong fate advantage, which could end up coming to give him a boost later on.
So this is the situation right now where I'd be sweating if I was against the Scorpion Splash. If my opponent has 7 fate and he just fate worse than death me here, like, that would be
fate worse than death, and then avoid conflict from Crane would be incredibly massive at this moment.
Exactly, but like I was saying earlier, like the traditional Dragon Slash clearing, I feel so much more confident playing against because I know how to play against Fury and Let Go. It's so much easier to play against those cards.
Okay, Togashi initiates self-honors. We're at 6-3.
So now Voice of Honor is currently off.
Additionally, well, it was off anyway because Crane doesn't have an honor.
Sure, but I mean, like, Crane couldn't lead into an honor into turning Voice on.
So, Dragon can also now just bump their Stronghold on the Niten Master and go up to breaking without playing any more cards from hand.
Do you like bumping +1 when you know you can get it to +2?
I wait to see what it depends. I maybe wait to see what he does. I maybe just do it.
Okay.
Aki passes. I think
I would do it here.
Yeah, I think I just do it. I want to consider my cards, especially because I know that my weapons are going to be useful as stand effects as well. So I don't want to necessarily play out those weapons in a situation where they're not standing my Niten Master.
How crazy is it to move Mendicant in instead of boxing?
That's not that bad.
Because the challenger is no longer going to be on offense. So
Mirumoto has Fury to bound Niten Master. I think that's a mistake.
Yeah, I agree. So now he attaches a weapon
that's gonna stand up the Niten Master and increase his numbers for this break.
Yep.
Or no, there is another option. He could just say, "Okay, I'll take win but not break," and stand the Master later. It depends on how many weapons he has.
It depends on how many weapons and how many restricted weapons he has.
Yeah. Also, also how many. The katanas and Pathfinder's blades costing 0 are much better in this situation than the Ancestral Daisho, given his low fate total.
Yeah, Riga's saying in cost of weapons. Agreed. Let's see what he decides to do. What would you like to do here? I would be okay also taking the victory of just making my opponent play cards and then winning an Earth Ring to make them use more cards.
I think here's what I do. I think I pass right now at winning but not breaking.
And see if your opponent commits
and
more.
And then if he plays another card to try to win, then I play the attachment standing my Niten Master.
I can agree with that line of play.
I think that's a pretty hype move.
I think that's a strong conservative line of play that gets you an incremental advantage. I think
Yep.
I think what a lot of players in this game, they don't take small victories.
Okay, so he passes. Let's see if Aki kind of takes the bait with trying to push this conflict further.
I mean, it's not really bait, right? He knows Kai has a Daisho in his hand.
Yeah, so I think Aki playing a katana here would be very weak, for instance.
Okay,
but
so
luckily he does not.
Discards fan at random.
So we're now seeing the card advantage. Kai is back to the card advantage despite his lower bid with that Earth Ring. Now we see a fine katana, so he did have the ability to stand for free.
Yeah,
but he may be conserving it to stand up his Niten Master again for a second attack. So, in fact, that seems pretty likely since he kind of needs that Niten Master to make his second attack, given that the Togashi Mendicant will simply be bad.
Yeah, for sure. So the remaining 2 face-down provinces are going to be Manicure Garden and Shameful Display. If this Brash Samurai face plants into Shameful against this Niten Master, it could be disastrous.
Yeah, so attacking Feast or Famine is extraordinarily risky, and I wouldn't do it. Attacking into
transferring the Challenger fate to this Honored Initiate would be so good.
This is really when we're seeing the strength of the Dragon provinces coming into play, because I think that if Crane is making an attack here, he wants to go for one of the face-down provinces.
Rega's saying he passes.
And honors that Niten Master, that's really negative.
Right, Rega says he just passes if he's Aki here.
Yeah, I could see that. Niten Master will probably do a political swing into the Manicured Garden, maybe do a political void. That's probably what I would do here.
You probably do political void and you send the Mendicant also to protect yourself against court games.
No, I don't. Well, maybe you do. I don't know. Yeah, political void with the Mendicant also.
And then
depending on court games of your own.
Yeah, you can just stay. Yeah, sure. If you have the court games of your own, you can just send solo and just leave your guy neutral.
Yeah, I think political void into. Well, we'll see if Aki even passes his conflict. But if Aki does pass his conflict, I think a political void attack against the Manicured Garden would be a strong play from the Dragon player.
I agree with Rega here. That hitting Shameful is such a big hit right now that you want to leverage your fate advantage right now.
Yeah, hitting Shameful is awful here, but he does also kind of want to deny that Void Ring though, because getting Void Ringed also makes his board way worse. Like, Dragon is already ahead on board.
The Void Ring also has a fate on it from the Initiate, Kai smartly is almost forcing the Crane player to contest Void because
yeah, I think fate on Void Ring here is a strong play. Void is much weaker for Crane right now than it is for Dragon.
Rig is suggesting poking with the Whisperer, but again, it's still the problem of the Master potentially getting honored.
The Master having a Tattooed Wanderer for covert makes the situation a lot harder for the Crane player.
That's true, yeah, Rega, because if he doesn't attack with the Brash Samurai, then it's
here we go.
Not going to get honored.
He's going for the Niten Adept. Let's see what's behind this province. If it's Shameful Display, that's a giant swing in the favor of the Dragon player, in my view.
I agree.
What do we got? Oh, one other note is that if the Crane player has one of his political rivals in hand, this situation's a lot easier. Okay, It looks like he deselected his Whisperer. No, he backed off. He got scared.
This is where you play mind games as Kai and you just hit him with a little chat of that's a good idea or something. Yeah, Rega, it looks like Aki has taken your line of play and has passed. So now we're gonna see political void for sure.
Yeah, political void, covert Whisper, or covert Samurai.
You covert. I think you covert the Samurai maybe. You could covert the Whisperer, and so then force Aki to only make a political attack, because the Samurai can do both.
What?
Why is he?
He may have a policy debate.
I guess. It's not. I don't personally
That's,
like
that
I don't like it,
I
but
don't like that at all. I don't like it at all. I don't like doing it even in the first place, and I don't like pre-playing it especially.
I agree.
But we'll see here.
Oh, sure, yeah. I mean, Rega, he can make a I forget. He can make a mill attack and use like bonsai or something to break. Um, it's not like the liar who's the dash 3. This method almost signifies no court games to me.
Quite possible.
Either that or it just feels like such a weak play to pre-play it. You're also out of fate right
Yeah.
now, so like you went fate
He'll
negative.
get a fate. He'll get a fate from a ring, and he'll probably take the void ring. So he'll.
Yeah, he'll.
But the other thing is that I don't want to play another restricted on him, knowing that I have another weapon. It seems odd.
Maybe he has a Pathfinder's blade.
Yeah, it's true. If he has a Pathfinder's blade, then Newton Master just running out of control.
Goes up to 4 attachments. Pathfinder's blade would be hype too because that would protect you the next turn from attacking into meditations.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we see the Whisperer defending here. Political 5, just the master though, so he is vulnerable to a court games. Yeah, and if he gets court games, then it's still 3-3, and this method does not help him in a policy debate. Rega saying he would be interested in taking the 50-50 on the other air province to deny Seeker of Air Fate. What's your thought on that?
That's possible. I don't know that I want to give the opponent a card though.
Also like the risk of running the
Yeah, we're seeing the
meditations.
policy debate. It looks like that might explain that Kitsugi's.
Oh yeah, I mean you called that. I just expected the Crane player maybe to have something because he has 7 cards in his hand.
Well, we'll see exactly what he has after this debate.
Well, let's make sure that they bid properly. We have seen a
that's true.
lot of failed policy debates.
Okay, so in this situation, as Dragon, I probably bid 4. Yep.
Yeah,
Dragon
absolutely.
bids 4.
Aki
Crane
bids-
tried to stop it with a bid of 3. So Dragon gives 1 honor to Crane and sees the hand. There is. Okay, so he had. Wow, that's unfortunate. Crane has 2 policy debates of his own, which don't seem like they're going to be so relevant. He has a censure, which he can't play, and he has a voice of honor, which he can't play. So really the question here is, does he want to take Bonsai, Let Go, or Steward?
I think
Or
I take Let Go.
in advance.
I think knowing my opponent only has 1 more in his deck, I'd take Let Go.
Yeah, I'd probably go with the Let Go here. The Steward is strong, but he doesn't have the For Shame to combine with it.
So this is weird then. This means he had the Let Go his entire hand, and he allowed the master to get in with this Wanderer. I think I fire off that Let Go on the Wanderer immediately.
Yeah, I think that would be a strong play as well, but it's possible that he wants to save it for Reprieve, which is the most impactful, or like Reprieve or Cloud.
Yeah, fair.
It's tough though.
It's tough.
All right. So here's a question. Oh, and now we see the court games.
Wow! And so since Kai knows that the coast is clear, he just hits him with the honor. Man, Dragon's running away right now.
Okay, so Aki could play his Steward of Law just to get +1 strength and prevent the break.
And then he can't. Yeah, and so Kai cannot move the Mendicant in because it gets bowed out.
So that's something. No, Aki's gonna pass. I think that's an inefficient use of the Steward.
I think you Steward with 1 fate there, maybe.
Okay, so the Niten Master is now just. He is poised to go out of control, so I assume now we void the Challenger.
Yeah.
Kaizen. Oh man, that's so brutal. Yep, Challenger. Gets
I agree with Rega. Stewie with +1 there into the conflict.
Okay, so do we have a Pathfinder's Blade?
If he has a Pathfinder's Blade, we have an honored guy with 4 attachments, and he is just. This is the Dragon dream, right? Like this is what people say when they play against Dragon. They just complain.
Yeah, this is. Oh man, nope. He has a pass. So one little fun fact here is that he could still be going for the Niten Master.
Yeah, he can move the Niten Master
play
in
with favorable ground.
Yeah.
If this is shameful and Mendicant honors and dishonors Brash Samurai, that's so unfortunate for Aki. It's manicured. It's manicured. Okay.
Okay, so
Dodge that bullet. This would have gone from like bad to worse if that was shameful.
for sure.
Okay, it's
for
very
sure.
interesting that Kai is defending here because it probably means he's going to be able to be policy debated by that Brash Samurai. I don't know that I would defend with the Mendicant here.
Kai also knows the.
Oh, high kick!
Oh, high kick is so sick.
High kick's so good.
Oh man, high kick and it doesn't get the honor.
That's wild. Wow, what a play!
Man,
okay,
we are
high
seeing
kick
we
really
are
paying
like
off here.
high kick is just going off.
Dude, that was a tight play by Mirumoto Kai. Okay, will he remember?
He has to remember to get into
Okay,
fate
here's
from
a
his
question.
garden.
Will Aki play his steward? He does play the steward, and now what will Kai do? Will he remember the manicured, and does he have the combo to send Niten Master in and win this conflict?
He doesn't even need to do that. Does he have a fury?
Yeah, it's true. But if you have the Pathfinder's Blade, I stand Niten Master and favorable ground him, I think.
Is that worth it?
Oh, you know what?
That's
Aki still has a bonsai, so it's possible that Aki can actually break here. Yep, he's bonsaiing the Steward of Law.
Now, if you have a fury here, you just drop the hammer.
Now Fury or the Niten Master combo are both crushing. Let's see if Kai has either of those options. He has the Niten Master combo for sure.
He does. Yeah, he has
It's
a Daisho in his
guaranteed.
hand. He has a Daisho.
Yeah, so I totally use that combo here. I discard my Katana for the Daisho and move in.
Yep,
But we'll
I agree.
see.
I agree.
We'll see if that's kind of
if I don't have a fury, for sure.
Yeah, and if I have a Pathfinder's Blade, even better. Will he take the combo? I do think you want to take it here. It prevents a break.
Rega with the crane sympathizer. Poor Aki.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's the Daisho discarding the katana. Kai has played very well.
I do think that he misused his Pathfinder's Blade earlier, and if he had kept it,
Yeah, I agree, but for other than that, I think that was the one mistake he's made. It hasn't like come back. He's continued to play solid.
that's fair. Yeah, so here we're seeing Niten Master OP because Niten Master just kind of ran the board this turn. Niten Master won 3 different conflicts.
He won 3 and broke 1.
And now Niten Master is a 7/7 covert.
7/7 covert.
Potential to stand up.
Well, and he has a fate, and he will. And Kai takes political favor, which I agree on. I like taking political favor as dragon.
We're now seeing the benefit of the Tagashi Mendicant. Kai can look at the top 3 cards of his deck and choose whether or not he wants any of those over this Niten Adept.
Yep.
Niten Adept is pretty strong in this matchup, though, so it's possible that he doesn't.
That is fair, and when my opponent is low on assassinations, Niten Adept becomes more enticing.
Okay, so we'll see whether or not he's going to discard that Niten Adept.
He does, so...
Okay, so he has the choice of his top 3 cards to replace that Niten Adept. Let's see what he chooses.
So it's on Manicure Garden, so let's see what he decided was better. Doom Shigenja. Perfect.
I can't deny that Doom Shigenja is a strong one.
He could Doom
And he has-
Shigenja, and he could Yuruma. Investigator is so strong, though.
I think I play Doom Shigenja.
I think I
I
Doom
think
Shigenja, and then you could also... Well, there's an argument for Yuruma, flip down Feast or Famine to gain the Seeker of Fire fate again, and then you can pitch your dupe.
Yeah. So you could do Doom Shigenja, Yuruma no fate, Yuruma dupe. You could do Kitsuki Investigator is also really strong against Crane, so
I
that's a reasonable option. On the other hand, the Kitsuki Investigator is on that shameful display, and Crane doesn't want to go there.
Yeah, so you could
it's-
just do it next
wait.
turn.
Yeah.
This also
Wow.
charges your Fury a little bit.
For some reason that I don't understand, it appears that the Crane player has kept his Kakita Yoshi yet again.
He has indeed kept Kakita Yoshi again. Is he just gonna play it as a 5-mana creature with 3 glory and hope to honor it?
It's not horrible with those savvy politicians out.
So he could play double savvy politician, try to get the super honor chain to enable that voice of honor that we know he has.
If you honor one, it honors the other, then honors the Yoshi. Wow.
This is a bid 5 turn for both players, I think.
I agree. So Aki's first player. He's trying to figure out what to do. Rega, what do you like doing? Come on, man, they're creatures. Humans are creatures. Haven't you heard the term creatures of habit?
As Aki, I am not happy with this scenario. Aki says tough choices here, and Mirumoto Kai suggests that he pass.
Look, I can't fault him. I mean, if Joe were here, he would definitely be advocating for gaining the fate pass early.
Gotta use that drop air strategy, guys. Just kidding.
Yeah, Rega, Aki has kept Yoshi for 2 straight turns with no favor. And so that is, we for sure have just been very confused. Rega's suggesting Samurai plus the Savvies, no Yoshi. But he goes Yoshi too, and we're gonna see double Savvy here. The problem with Yoshi right now is that he's just gonna get coverted. Alright, now we're gonna see Yuruma, no fate, or we're gonna see Investigator. I like Investigator either 1 fate. I could see 2 fate, but I like 1 fate on the Investigator.
Yeah, okay, so he is playing the Yoshi. Yeah, so I think 1 fate Investigator or no fate Yuruma and dupe, depending on what happens from Aki.
For sure.
I would maybe have played my bigger character first in this situation to preserve the option of an early pass. Yuruma here is strong because you can flip Feast or Famine. Crane doesn't want to attack Feast or Famine, and if he does, it gives you a fate, and if not, it charges up your charges up your Mirumoto's Fury.
And your Fury can then bow out Yoshi.
Yep. Yeah, that actually creates a really negative situation for Crane. Yuruma on Feast or Famine here means that Crane has to either attack Feast or Famine or Shameful, both of which are potentially crushing, or risk having Mirumoto's Fury played against his Kikita Yoshi. Though, if he does have if he does get to enable his Voice of Honor, it may be that he considers that Mirumoto's Fury to be an acceptable risk.
That's fair. We have seen no Mirumoto's Fury out of Kai. We have seen double high kick though, so.
Yeah. High kick, high kick seems like it's really been doing work in this game.
Yeah, I mean, it seems a little too narrow for me, but I mean, when it goes off, it is a very powerful card. Like we have seen. People have been complaining about Lion's Pride Brawler this whole game because of its strong bow ability, and bow tech and unbow tech is really the name of the game.
Bow and silence.
Yes, and blanking. I agree. Steel for suggesting go wide against the master, and then push through trying to avoid the master here. So Aki only has 1 let go left, so a reprieve could also be live on this master if it does get voided. And we do see a double bid 5.
That's the play here. So there is also the option of the charge Yuruma, which is potentially really annoying actually, depending on where we're going. So like, because of the somewhat unusual ruling with respect to provinces and the state of provinces when they're face up or face down, if you charge Yuruma and flip a province during a conflict, it flips back up, and that lets you use its ability again because it's considered a new instance of the card.
Yeah, I've definitely done that on Manicure Garden before, where you charge Yuruma and it generates you 2 fate, and then when he leaves, he generates you 1. It's a really strong economic play.
Yeah, so if he charges. So if Aki attacks Manicured, which is probably the best option, and Kai has the charge for Yuruma there, he will gain a fate from Manicured, charge, flip Manicured again, gain a fate again, and then gain a fate from Courtesy when Yuruma leaves play. So the charge will be net +1 fate, in addition to getting a guy out there.
Don't like this reprieve on this Doom Shigenja.
I think he's afraid of assassination.
My opponent's playing 1, and I guess I don't know the rest of his hand. See, this is where being a commentator and not being able to see hands is really a thing. I mean, he has played this game very solidly. I will trust his judgment, but I would be remiss to say that I would rather save that reprieve.
Let's do some hypergeometric calculations.
What the chances are of him seeing?
Oh no, you know what? There's only 1. So and he hadn't seen it in his previous.
He drew 5, so his previous 20 or 19 cards.
Yeah.
No. 21. 29? I can't do math. 11 cards. Holy crap.
So he just drew 5, so he basically had 5 shots and 29 to draw the 1x assassination. Okay, we're indeed seeing the attack on the Manicured Garden, though I believe, of course, it will be political. One downside to this is that Kitsuki Investigator is a giant problem for Crane. Here's a question. Do you defend with Niten Master also? Political fire.
If I have a weapon, yes.
Okay, so he's actually opting to defend with the Doomed Shigenja and the Investigator.
Okay,
that's actually a pretty good play because it means that Court Games doesn't do anything against him. He can't, at least if it's used to dishonor.
Yep, and then also the Shigenja can't be assassinated here.
Okay, so this is actually, humorously enough, this is a 7-7 political conflict.
So
but
I think you investigate first, and you investigate onto the water ring.
Yeah, investigate first onto the water ring. Niten Master will go in for the water ring, taking 3 fate. And then you get to see how much you want to invest in this. And if the opponent doesn't have more political stuff, you can just bump the stronghold on the Doomed Shigenja to win this conflict without playing anything else.
Oh yes,
this is a very
go ahead.
This is actually a very favorable conflict. Oh yeah, there's a Steward of Law, so there's no dishonor anyway.
Yeah, Stew's in here.
Thank you. It could be worse in the comments for pointing that out.
Rega, I also agree. I personally don't like the hands being revealed. It keeps integrity. It keeps tournament integrity and allows us to stream these games very, very nicely without too much fear of people ghosting.
Okay. Yep. Kitsuki Investigator. So we do see. Oh, we see For Shame. So wow. Interestingly, he does have the cards to honor his guys. So probably I think I'd take For Shame here.
It's For Shame or Way of the Crane, I think.
Yeah, For Shame or Way of the Crane, probably. He takes For Shame. Yep.
I agree. I think For Shame is a stronger take. For Shame indicates that he wants to win the conflict.
Though I will point out that Crane can Way of the Crane his Savvy Politician into honoring his Yoshi, thus enabling his Voice of Honors.
Yeah.
He only has 1 Voice of Honor.
Rega says he would have pre-played Way of the Crane 10 times out of 10 here, and I agree.
I think pre-playing Way of the Crane would be very strong here. Way of the Crane. He's now playing the Way of the Crane, so he does have it.
It's funny. Every time I see the abbreviation WotC, it stands for so many things. There's Way of the Crab, Way of the Crane, and Wizards of the Coast.
And Way of the Chrysanthemum. Not that anybody is playing that right now.
Oh, that's fair. People were trying it.
I tried it myself. I think it's not horrible, but I think that it's niche enough that it's not necessarily something you want in your deck.
I think it's too much of a cheese, and if you ever get scouted, it is not. It's too unreliable.
Way of the Chrysanthemum is also a card. We were discussing this a bit earlier during yesterday's streams. It's not a card that works very well in a situation where your opponent can see your deck list, which is currently the top cut of major events. And as a result, there are a lot of things that can get you far in Swiss, but you need to actually win a tournament, and you need to be able to win when your opponent knows what you're doing.
Yep.
There are a few other things that fall into that category, like gimmick way, like display of power splashes, stuff like that.
Oh yeah, sure.
Okay, so let's see here. So one thing is that we know that Kai has policy debate at strength 9. So that's going to be a pretty easy policy debate. So if he has an important card, he should play it now.
Aki has 2 policy debates, doesn't he?
Yeah, he has 2 policy debates. Yeah, so if he has anything that he really wants to keep, he should be playing it now.
He also has to make sure that if it's you would play an attach. If you can play anything, I'd play an attachment because
ironically, Aki is actually out of gas for winning this conflict. Oh, that's a huge mistake. Court Games.
Why didn't Investigator? Why didn't he Voice of Honor this?
No, it's a huge mistake to play it. It doesn't make any sense. Because of the way that the Steward of Law works, Aki can just Court Games right back.
Sure.
Aki's court games was blank until Kai played.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah, that's reasonable.
Now, one interesting thing here is that if Kai has a policy debate of his own, he can policy debate the Steward.
So we see a
Tagashi Kazue. I would have played Tagashi Kazue here.
Absolutely. No, he didn't have any fate.
Oh yeah, he doesn't. That's right. He doesn't have the fate to play it.
Okay. Oh man, but now that that's there, that is a huge like red alarms better be going up in Aki's face. Like this Yoshi his days are numbered. We got vampire. We can have a vampire Neaton Master just going ham.
Yeah, that's crazy, especially because I think he.
I think if I have Kazue, I think if I have Kazue, I don't play all these things. I just play the like Investigator. Like I might even play Investigator. Like I play just Doom Shigenja and pass and just Vampire.
Okay, I think he probably has to discard Kazue here. What do you think?
Yeah, Rega's saying that too. He only has 1 Let Go left in his deck.
Yeah, it's not worth the risk.
Because
Especially because we've seen his hand and he doesn't have let go. It's not worth the risk.
yeah, this Kazuya could have ran the table if Kai had just played Doom Shigenja and like held on to Fate to Kazuya immediately. That could have been terrifying.
Interestingly, we do see here that he does not have any weapons to stand his Nitan
Correct.
Master.
He has a Tattooed Wanderer, and he does have the charge though for the Yuruma.
Yeah, that's true. But with Aki, he does have another policy debate that he can do, so he can really pick two. So if you're picking two, what do you if he plays both? You know, do you want to save the other one to see his hand
I'm
later?
picking Kazuya and either Reprieve or I think the Char, maybe the Bonsai.
I think Kazuya Charge is reasonable. I think Kazuya Wanderer is reasonable. You know, I think there are options.
I think if you're being if you're playing for the long run, getting the Reprieve could also be important.
Okay, well, he goes for the Reprieve.
He definitely needs to get rid of this Kazuya though. Absolutely. Look,
Yeah, Kazuya. Well, so here's the thing: Kazuya isn't going to be impactful this turn per se.
yeah, but I mean, you also have to be in a
next
position.
turn, you're going to get jacked up.
Well, that's the thing. You're in a position right now to guarantee getting it, right? Because you have this-
Also, let's be real. We know what. Oh no, you know what? I think actually Reprieve does have one big advantage, which is that Nitan Master is going to attack,
if
and
he
Nitan
hits
Master has a 50-50 to hit Mirumoto's.
meditations.
Or not? Sorry, not to hit Mirumoto's, to hit Meditations.
Yeah. Rega, look, they don't call me Mind's Desire for any reason. Like, I know what you're thinking, man.
Okay,
Alright.
Manicured to gain a Fate, very standard.
Yep.
Are we going to see the other policy debate? Are we going to see the court games played to knock the honor off that
if Aki
investigator?
lets him keep Kazuya, I feel like Aki has never played against this before, because that.
He does. Okay, so maybe he's assuming that he'll be able to play another policy debate, see some more stuff later.
I mean,
I
he
do
could
think
just
it's
preempt.
risky.
He could
It's
just
risky.
water ring.
Okay, so if I'm Kai, I just pass here. Probably.
Well, the thing is, Kai can just water ring, gain the 3 Fate, and he can just have Kazuya ready.
You mean? Oh yeah, that's true. Well, but like the only guy that has Fate on him is Kakita Yoshi, who's now used. So.
Sure, and so then Kai could just save it first action. Do it.
Yeah. So I think if I'm Kai, I just pass here, and then next conflict I'm gonna do. Yeah, if I'm Kai, I just pass here, and then I do military.
Doesn't Aki have a court games?
He does, but it doesn't help him enough. He could use it to dishonor the investigator, which would enable his voice of honor.
Yeah,
There's an
that
argument
was
for
what I was thinking.
But he may be able to enable his voice of honor anyway with his Brash Samurai.
He's gonna enable it by setting the
Fire
Neat
ring,
Master.
yeah,
Yeah,
of
he's
course.
gonna set the Neat Master to neutral.
Yeah, and so he then has what? What?
Is that a mistake?
No, he's doing it on purpose. He's
boxing.
He's
He's
Tattooed
gonna
Wonder
box.
as Doom Shigenja, so he can box to 11. But I don't think he realizes that the court games. Well, we'll see. It's also possible that Aki doesn't realize that he can court games for dishonor here.
That's true.
This is a very bizarre and unintuitive ruling from the Steward of Law.
Yeah, going from honor to neutral is not the same as becoming dishonored.
Yeah, this is an interaction that is very commonly misunderstood because the intuitive reading of the card absolutely does not work the way that the actual rules work. It's similar to how play and put into play are very different.
Rega, if he doesn't know this interaction, you and Shooterev have some work to do in Crane Chat.
Yeah, you gotta do some training for the cranes if he doesn't realize he has this option. But we'll see.
Look, I mean, Soto, you would expect that, but like, let's be real. There are a lot of people
He passes. He doesn't know.
Yeah, he doesn't know. And Kai wins.
What a blow to the crane player.
Well, so Rega's just losing it. So I mean, people who are commenting that people in Top Cut should know, keep in mind that were a lot of players who were like 4-3, 3-2, who made it into the Top Cut through the wild card because the wild card tournament never happened.
Okay, Dragon now has a very strong position. So if I'm Dragon, I'm gonna do a military water with Neat Master,
And you're gonna
Covert and Brash Samurai,
Yep.
and then when my I'm going to stand up my Kitsuki Investigator, and then when my opponent attacks me, I'm going to charge Yuruma.
Yep, I agree. I 100% agree. He could have even saved the reprieve. Oh, I guess no, never mind. No, he needed the second attachment. I was gonna say you could have reprieved Yuruma to keep a body around.
Yeah, I would save the reprieve for the if he had the reprieve, which he doesn't because it got discarded anyway. I would save it for the option of the Niten Master if he loses the 50-50 here into Meditations.
Yeah, that's true. He on the one positive note, if he does hit Meditations, he will get 2 ancestral items back.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's true. Ancestral Attachment's doing work and evening up the card advantage, and he does dodge that bullet though. He's going into the Fertile Fields on strength 7.
Oh yeah, Flying Zergling pointing out that that if he didn't understand the interaction, why did he pick fire?
Yeah, I think. Well, so one option would be that if he went fire and the dragon player didn't defend or defended lightly, he could then honor his own politician. But yeah, that's a good point, Flying Zergling. We're now seeing, so it looks like the chat is dissatisfied with that move by Aki. We're seeing some memes, we're seeing some reaction faces. This feels so bad for Crane.
Oh wow! And Neaton Master wins the coin flip and hits Fertile Fields.
Yep.
So we are gonna see one more round of Superman Neaton Master.
Honestly, Superman Niten Master might well close this game next turn.
I agree.
On the other hand, it is conceivable that
well, Dragon's gonna get first. Dragon's gonna get first player with 2 coverts in play.
It is conceivable that the what's the Crane stronghold?
It is entrenched position.
Okay, so I don't. But we have seen the Dragon players. Huh.
I mean, you could just play Kazuya as a 3/3.
If Crane misplays this, Dragon can actually kill him this turn.
Oh, sure. You stand investigator, and then you can play Kazuya as a 3/3.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, actually, Crane is in a very negative position right now. The problem is that if Crane uses his guys to attack, he actually risks getting...
No, it won't work because Crane has the court games to dishonor the Kazuya down to 2. Oh wait, you have favor though.
But there's the favor. He has the numbers. He has to pre-play his Kazuya though to prevent the court games from hitting the...
No, then the Kazuya gets bowed out by the stronghold.
It depends on what... Whoa! In an unusual move, he stands the Doomed Shigenja. Oh, because the Doomed Shigenja has a covert. I don't think that's. I don't agree with
that. I don't agree with that. I think you either bow Brash Samurai or you stand investigator.
Yeah, well, it is also true though. Doomed Shigenja goes in 0 glories. Court games doesn't do anything. Okay, so if Crane attacks here,
Riga, Kazuya has a glory, so if it gets dishonored through court games, it can then be bowed by the stronghold.
If Crane attacks here, Dragon has a serious chance to break right now. And to make matters worse, if Crane attacks here, Dragon will very likely charge his Yuruma.
Yeah, it's 3/6/7. It's exactly a break, too.
So if you're Crane, do you just have to hold the line and not attack?
Well, yeah, he's getting bitten right here for not taking the Kazuya. And not playing the second debate. I just don't...
Oh, man, but if he doesn't attack, Dragon can attack with that air ring that has 2 fate on it. That's brutal.
Yeah, and you can just covert past the Brash Samurai, so it'll never get to use its action, and then you get the 2 fate, and then you win the ring too.
Boy, Crane is in a bad position now.
And Crane's board is gonna dissolve, while Dragon's board is... None of Dragon's characters are leaving.
Crane did see an extra card from Fertile Field. It's possible that that's what he needs. Let's see what we have. Both players know most of one another's hands, so we'll see what Aki chooses to do in this situation with a lot of knowledge. Charge Yuruma is going to be strong here for Dragon, I believe. But yeah, Crane is definitely on the back foot in this situation, despite the fact that he's up 3 cards. He's down 3 breaks, and the board is much stronger for Dragon.
So we recently saw the Crane player's hand through an investigator, and it was he has Censure, Cloud the Mind, Court Games, Katana, policy debate, voice of honor, and that's it. So it's
It is possible that he drew his last Mirumoto's Fury with the Fertile Fields, but that's a 1 in 24 shot. So since he's already used 2 of those, we don't even need to.
He could have drawn the second Let Go for the Let Go on the Tattooed Wanderer.
He could have. This is even jankier than that. He could have drawn Test of Skill.
Oh, sure.
And he could use that to panic draw for an event that will allow him to save the
what did
day.
you call it? Floundering?
Floundering, flailing.
Flailing, that was it. Flailing.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Is he going to make an attack? It's so risky here in this disadvantaged situation.
He could have a political rival. He could have drawn a political rival.
Yeah, that'd be very strong. That one draw from Fertile Fields, actually. Oh wow, he's attacking with both characters. I don't agree with this one bit. Maybe he's thinking, all right, man, this is the way that I'm going to make it so that covert isn't going to get me.
Maybe he.
Okay, now let's see. Now, we saw an earlier situation where Aki didn't seem to know a kind of complicated interaction. Now we'll see, does Kai know the interaction with Kitsuki Yoruma allowing him to use his Manicured Garden again?
That's true. Also, maybe. Maybe Aki just thinks that Kai won't play Kazuo as a character.
Well, if he thinks that, he would be wrong.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's true.
Look. I'm gonna give people the benefit of the doubt. This signifies political rival.
It could be.
Because he gains extra
As
fate.
Dragon, I don't defend and I charge Yoruma.
Absolutely, agreed.
The air ring doesn't even do anything relevant in this situation, so I don't care about.
Yep, Kai doesn't
winning the
defend.
outright.
Do we see charge on the Yuruma on Resto?
Yeah, charge the Resto Yoruma, flip down Manicured Garden, and then use it again to get your money back, so you can play Kazuo on the offense. That's my play.
Yep, that play generates. Yep, here it is. Yep, Kai knows it, man.
Yep, there's the charge. He flips the Manicured Garden, and it's immediately revealed again.
Yep. Now does he know he can activate it again?
Yep, that's the question. He must know, because otherwise he would flip his Feast or Famine.
That's fair.
Or it's possible he's just misplaying, but we'll see.
No, like I said, I'm gonna give both players the benefit of the doubts. Like
Katana, so he's going for the break anyway.
I think you accept your. I think you. I mean, does he have any? Well, we saw his hand, right? Like he doesn't. Does he have any military buffs?
I don't think he has anything that. I don't think he has anything that helps him in this situation.
He's a bonsai. He's a bonsai.
I don't know that I even use it here, honestly.
You use it next turn for when you go for the win.
Yeah. Okay. He does remember the garden. Yeah, I think I accept a break here. I don't care. And in fact, accepting the break here means that for Aki's next attack, he has to go into one of my extremely impactful provinces.
That's true. And sometimes as dragon, that's what you have to do is you force your opponent to hit.
What the hell? What is this? Aki was already breaking, but he bonsais his savvy politician?
Did he think that maybe
Does he have fallen in battle? No, but that doesn't even make sense. It's not good. Does he have what?
Maybe he thought Kai had bonsai'd.
I think that's a big misplay. It does not make any sense.
It's got to be nerves. I think he just jumped the gun.
Yeah, maybe he assumed Kai would use his own bonsai, which he had seen in hand.
Yeah.
But if so,
now Kai's just like, all right, take it, man, take it. It's all yours.
Yeah, man. So he wasted that. Manicure does break. He discards a Kitsuki Investigator, which is actually not that impactful because a Kitsuki Investigator is max 1 per conflict. So now we're seeing, is Togashi Kazue, has Crane with his 1 Fertile Fields drawn an answer, or is Togashi Kazue going to close up this game for Dragon?
I do Political Earth here.
Yep, I do Political Earth as well. I think that's correct. He says, "Oh no,
actually, I lose here. Well, GG."
Yep, he only now sees the danger of the Togashi Kazue, but it's too late.
Now
unless he's mind gaming to get Kai to play the Kazue.
With no fate. Yeah, how sick would that be?
I don't think he's mind gaming.
I don't think so either, but that'd be sick, right? You play Kazue, no fate, and your opponent's just like, political rival.
Oh, Vega says in chat, isn't Bonsai the card that Crane drew that we didn't know? If so...
No, he had a Bonsai. he had a
Yeah, here comes Kazue. Kazue going in for the break. Court games dishonors Doom Shigenja to no effect as predicted.
Yep. And
Kai passes.
that's it. Aki concedes.
That's it. Game over. Game over. Just as predicted. Wow, I have to say, without a doubt, Kai would not have lost this game this turn if not for forgetting that ruling, I think.
The court games ruling.
Yeah.
Would you like to mention it to him? We can let
Soto,
we'll let Rega and Shooter have.
Soto, he has a court games, but it's the dragon player's choice of who to resolve it on, so he just dishonors the doomed Shigenja who has 0 glory.
Yeah, Soto's used to just having one character with 3 glory getting dishonored and him crying.
Kai says, so I thought I def would have used Voice of Honor to stop my earlier court games.
Well, that's I don't know if Kai knows the ruling too, because what should have happened was the Aki should have just court games in response. I think Rega and Shooterev have some teachings to do in Crane Chat. I don't know what you guys are talking about in there, but it's clearly not interactions with your own cards.
That Steward of Law is...
I'm gonna see.
I'm gonna point it out.
Okay. No, Rega. So if Aki court game's back, he has to remove the honor token from the investigator, and then Voice of Honor is still live.
Yeah, this is... I'm explaining this. Are we going to do the interview?
Yeah, I'm asking if Kai wants to.
Interestingly, it seems that Kai knew about the ruling, and he said that at the time he wanted to burn either court or voice, and he would have been fine with either.
That's fair. I also don't dislike that line of play.
Yeah. And he actually got even better than that because Aki didn't know the ruling or forgot to use it and ended up losing the conflict actually to that play.
Yeah.
So.
And he would have got the firing and been able to neutral. He would have been able to neutral setting the Neaton Master and the Investigator. Both would have been neutraled.
Yeah. So then then we indeed saw the. Now, so what could Aki have done to not lose here? Why could Aki have done to not lose here? I think the answer would be to not attack with either of his characters, as much as that stinks.
On this turn?
Yeah. On his second conflict, I think he just has to hold the line and not attack.
I agree.
And Shigenja...
Because he knows the opponent's hand. He knows the opponent's hand.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and... Huh. Alright, let me go ahead and find Mirumoto Kai. I think he responded to me once. In one of these. Here he is. Add friend. Alright, cool. Let me just go ahead and add him in here, and we can ask him some questions. I think he did play very, very strong, though. I was very impressed.
No.
Hey guys, am I coming through?
Hey, what's up, man?
Yeah. Congratulations on your victory.
Yep, congrats, man.
Thank you. That was tense.
Your high kick, dude. High kick was sweet, man.
High kick was hype that game, man.
Yeah, I was super excited to see it enabled twice. I'm lucky to see it once.
It enabled twice, and the blank ability on it was super relevant, blanking a Brash Samurai and a Doji Challenger.
It's really sick in this matchup since they like to send a Brash Samurai out as a military. I mean, 4 military strength is nothing to scoff at. And stopping him, as anything I can do to stop him from getting more honor to get Voice of Honor, I mean, that's money.
Yeah, it was sick.
It was sick. That's strong.
Now,
Go ahead.
a couple of misplays on me were there where there was a moment that I let myself get under honor, I was really debating using a cloud on his savvy politician there.
Yeah, I think that's a consideration. It's
Just to
it's
keep
tough.
that voice of honor dead.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense.
Especially in Dragon and in the style that we've been running lately, it's not all that event heavy, and the events that we have are so impactful that even burning one hurts.
Yeah, that's true.
Oof.
How have these cosplays been for you? So you have 2 of them, and man, she came out swinging this game.
She's a 3/3 fan or katana at any moment. Yeah, she's expensive, but she at least enables me to pass first
That's
in
fair.
some cases. But no, she's been clutch. It's not common that I put her out without any fate, which sounds kind of weird since she's a 3 cost, but
Yeah, she's almost like what's the card? Yojimbo out of Scorpion, the covert guy.
Yep, she's our drop baron. You know, the usual dragon style 3/3 split. I mean, she can go in any kind of conflict. That's what I like about her.
That's fair.
And not
doubt.
assassinatable.
Yeah, not being I was trying her out as a conflict character that you could play to guarantee feast or famine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's sick with it. That I was so hoping for a Cloud the Mind turn 1 whenever he jumped into feast or famine.
So the question I have is, did you have a bonsai on turn 1?
Let me think. On turn 1, I don't believe so.
So he attacks into feast
we
or
were
famine.
debating.
Yeah. So he does military into feast or famine, which is actually really dangerous because you can bonsai his character. So if he
Yep.
hooks your Doom Shugenja, you could just bonsai his challenger and force him to either buff your Shugenja or fury his own guy.
Yeah, he did have Mirumoto's, so he could have furied himself to not get blown out by that. But yeah.
Yeah, I was afraid of the Mirumotos, but I also didn't have a bonsai at that point.
Yeah, you're only on 2. Okay, so that's reasonable for you not to have one there.
Yeah, we were impressed with the sequence of events that occurred at the end here. That was some good play. Niten Master just running the board there. We thought you started off maybe a little bit behind, but Niten Master sort of just
He ramped it, yeah.
he did his thing.
Yeah, he literally did his thing. Is correct.
He got one more honored guy than I did on turn 1, and that disabled my charge. At that point, I was not going to send you.
Oh, so you did have the charge for Yokuni. Okay. So
I did.
So Kingsley and I were wondering if you had the charge, because after your guy got bowed out, you had to play the Wanderer. Oh, okay. So the one misplay we both saw was we didn't like your use of Pathfinder's Blade. So on your Doom Shigenja, you pre-played it. Out of the provinces that could have been hit, only Shameful is relevant in quotation marks, and if he Shamefuls your Shugenja, it's still a 0. His other targets would have been a Whisperer, which would have gone a 1 mil, and then the Brash Samurai, which can already honor itself.
The Shameful would have enabled the honor for the Crane guy as well, to be fair, which is pretty strong.
Right.
I agree. I'm just saying it ended up being a situation where you had to play the Wanderer, and then you had to play a Daisho on it instead of just playing the Pathfinder's Blade on it.
Yeah, I'll give you that. I was definitely afraid of the Shameful more than anything. Even putting another dude out there. I don't know. I don't remember that early on there.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
That is the only
That's
thing
a
that
fair
we
point.
I think you played very tight. Like I liked all of your plays. I think you played the game and you maneuvered the game into a position and did what Dragon likes to do, and like that is awesome. That's just the one kind of misuse of resources, because it ended up costing you an extra fate that round too.
Yeah, it did. Yep, and I was already tight on fate after that first turn.
Yeah, and then your Wanderer got voided too, because the Whisperer broke void on restoration. So you
My
ended
main
up.
reason for giving the one there was so I would have a board state, because I think I had the Mendicant with a single fate at that point.
No, you had
It was
the
the
Initiate.
Higashi Initiate.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was the Initiate. Oh, you're right, yeah. Oh, but I wanted to have one monk left since I happened to get both of my high kicks.
Oh,
in the
sure.
first turn.
And then you flipped Mendicant, so it was
Tagashi,
sweet.
Tagashi Mendicant and Tagashi Initiate are very solid little 1-drops for Dragon, and they enable that high kick better than basically anything else.
Well, I was definitely glad to see that it was relevant this time.
Yeah, no, it was
Not
it
always.
was hype. So
I also do I know Mendicant's ability is a little marginal, but I do quite like the option to, have that card still face up and say, which of my top 3 do I want instead of this?
Yep. Yeah, that's how I got the investigator the turn that I did.
Yeah, we noticed that. So we saw that you were gonna use it, and then we saw that you mulliganed. So we were like, what is he mulliganing into? And we saw investigator, and we're like, this makes sense.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the more card control that I can have on a Crane Honor style.
Oh no.
Ooh,
Yeah. The
I love it.
So you're playing You're gonna be playing in Scorpion no matter what next round.
Okay.
How do you feel about that matchup?
Scorpion is probably the one that I am the most terrified about.
Fair.
Crab is a rough matchup, but I have a lot of practice with him at
Okay.
this point.
Yep.
Scorpion is still one that I'm figuring out. I was trashed in a Season 3 match against 2 plagiarists that hit the board.
Yeah, plagiarist.
Oh,
is
nasty.
sick.
I didn't know how to react to them, and that's...
Cloud the mind, man.
Yeah.
Plagiarists, you can counter by using your own cards that they can't use. Like if you use charge when they don't have guys to use with it, or if you use high kick when they don't have monks, for instance.
Yeah.
Yep.
But aside from that, it really does disable some of the best cards. Like you can't use court games or bonsai or whatever with
I mean,
plagiarists.
even having a Fury in there, if they just put Fury on their plagiarist, they just get a free Fury.
Yeah, it's true, and he doesn't even have to pay for it. It's nasty.
So it looks like both of them are on Crab Splash. So they're gonna have Pathfinder's Blades for Dragon Sick provinces. So
As they should.
yeah, I think it'll
Feast or
be
Famine is a beast.
Feast or Famine, in my opinion, is like actually broken. I don't think it should be in the game. It's crazy.
Well, I just think I think the oversight in Feast or Famine is it should be you should only be able to swap fate from participating characters. I think that would make the card balanced.
Mm. At least stealing it from participating.
Or
moving it out wherever you need to.
Well, I think
I actually think Feast or Famine would be both more balanced and worse if it were strength 4 instead of 3.
Yeah.
that
Yeah, I know what you're saying there.
or what about this? What if Feast or Famine instead of vampiring the fate where you steal and put on your guy, you just remove all the fate. Then you have a real trade-off with meditations, where meditations can every turn get a fate, or Feast or Famine's a one-shot. I want this guy off the board.
One shot, blow somebody up once.
Yep.
But that's not what they printed. They printed the card as it is.
Hey,
So given that, you gotta play around it.
Look, man, I thank you pretty much every week for Secret of Fire. I'm gonna keep doing it.
Yeah.
Well,
Ooh,
you're
yeah.
welcome for that one.
For sure, man. Ah.
So yeah, congratulations again. I'm glad we got to your game. I thoroughly enjoyed casting dragons, and it's really fun seeing different takes on the deck. Your dynasty deck looks to be exactly the same that the two of us are running, and
Yep.
then your conflict choices paid out, man. So it was pretty sweet.
Yeah, those high kicks were hype, and Kazue coming in to win the game at the end. That was a cool moment as well.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes the deck clicks.
Yeah,
Yep.
well, yes, just sometimes. I think people in the chat and all the people who complain about Dragon would say more than sometimes the deck clicks. But I mean, it was really fun seeing Neaton Master go on his rampage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, congratulations for your victory, and best of luck in the rest of the league. Let's get a Dragon vs Dragon finals here.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
hell yeah.
It's a disgusting matchup.
You're
Oh
on.
yeah, it is a very weird matchup.
You are on the bottom. You're in the bottom half of the bracket. So Kingsley and I are both on the top half of the bracket. So
Awesome. Best of chances there then.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, let's
Hopefully you
let's
pick
meet
each other
again
up.
on the mountaintop.
Hey, we'll take the theme.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Good luck, guys.
All right, take care, man.
You too. Later.
All right, guys, that's gonna wrap up the stream. That is indeed my last stream for tonight. So, real quick, I'm just gonna go over the schedule for tomorrow. I'll post this in the Discord chat also. We're looking at. So these are all Eastern Standard Time. So I've got Bill versus Soto. They've agreed to move to 11 Eastern Time. We've got Jeremy versus Widwin, who have agreed to kind of be flexible, and Neff versus Heinzel. So it's going to be Lion versus Phoenix, Scorpion versus Crane, and then we have another Scorpion versus Crane, and hopefully I can get to all three, but I might only be able to get to two due to scheduling because everyone just decided to pick this time frame. But that's going to wrap it up for me. I will see you guys tomorrow.